Hey yo.
All right, guys. Welcome to episode 2 of the Brok'n Barstool podcast. As you can see, we are not in a home. We are not in a studio. We are on a fucking mountain.
That's for you guys on YouTube. For those of you just listening to the audio,
We're
excuse
on
the
a
noise.
fucking mountain.
Excuse the wind.
Yes.
Um,
It speaks to me.
we were not prepared for the wind as much.
Yeah, well, you know what? We wanted to do something special for you guys. We got a lot of, fantastic feedback from those of you that are out there listening. And it's been a little while since we released an episode, just personal schedule issues. But here we are, rocking and rolling, doing a little something special. You guys are going to see on YouTube and on Instagram and Twitter, all the social media accounts. We're
By
doing.
the way, follow us on there, please.
Yeah, please, at Brok'n Barstool podcast. But yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. We are on the side of a cliff.
Exactly where? Where?
We are in the City of Rocks. What would you call this? National Park.
I think so. I think that's what it. I think it's what it is. It's a national park. I'm pretty sure.
Outside of Elba, Idaho. Yeah, we are we're deep in it. This is the kind of stuff we do for you guys. We love you, listeners. We love everyone who's being a part of this. So we do crazy, stupid shit like this and give it to you guys. It was a hell of a hike to get up here. We took some pretty kick-ass pictures on the side of a cliff. We are recording this like 20 feet from said cliff on the other side of it.
You can kind of see it on my angle.
Yeah.
You can kind of see how far up we are.
Behind Orlando is a pretty steep drop.
And there's still snow on the ground, by the way, up here.
Surprisingly enough, it is like 70 degrees.
At least.
And there's snow about 10 feet away from us.
And a lot of it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, so we decided we wanted to do some traveling episodes and bring you guys along and tell you guys a little bit about our adventure. But yeah, here we are. So we actually got here, like 2 hours ago, something like that, 3 hours ago?
Yeah, we were planning to do this a little bit earlier, but
we ran into a couple obstacles. I derailed us pretty severely. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get into that. So our original plan was for me to come like at the crack ass of dawn. Like at 6 in the morning, I'd leave Boise and I'd meet with Orlando. And we actually had a different location picked out, but we kiboshed that one pretty quick.
Fuck snakes.
Yeah, Orlando was afraid of snakes, and they have a lot of snakes at that place. But so we ended up deciding to obviously come here to the City of Rocks, which is an amazing, beautiful place. If you are ever in this area or if you are an Idahoan, come check it out. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Bring your friends and family. It's a great time. Hike till your little heart's full or go rock climbing or do a podcast on the side of a cliff.
No, don't do that. That's our thing.
No, but yeah, so that was our original plan. We wanted to, get here early and have all the photo shoot and good light and do everything pretty early so we could get back and get this to you guys as soon as possible. But we had a little wrench thrown in our plan. For one, I slept in a little bit, and then
Laziness.
Yeah, and then I had to run a couple errands before I left town. One of which was pick up a dog that my mom is now fostering. So, the backstory behind this dog, my girlfriend is the house manager of an assisted living, and one of the residents has a dog, and to be frank, she's not in the best of health. So the dog had to be relocated or had to be put down. It is a very old dog, 16 years old, a little Yorkie. But my girlfriend and my sister having a bleeding heart, and they did not want to go that route. The family was okay with us fostering it, until the dog eventually passes. But yeah. So I had to pick up the dog. My mom's going to take it, and apparently the dog isn't too fond of men, particularly,
Yep.
and extremely weary of me. Like she fucking hates me.
She hits both of us, okay?
Yeah. So anyway, I picked up the dog. We made all those rounds. I got into town. I got to my mom's house, and I take the dog out of the kennel. And the second I open the door, it bolts. Gone. Gone. So here I am, my freaking fat ass. I'm trying to chase it down, and it is way faster than me. And I have not done cardio in a good minute.
Yeah, for fucking 14 years old, that thing can still goddamn go.
16 years old.
16, never mind, 16.
Yeah. Yeah, that dog booked it, and I chased it. I lost it. I had to make the awkward phone call, like, "Hey, I'm here. I made it." Call my mom, and I lost your dog. So after making a few phone calls, I was pretty dead set on finding the dog. So I roped Orlando into it naturally. So
He didn't tell me shit, by the way.
Yeah,
He
I
just
sh-
told me, hey, I'm going to show up at your place, all right? I'm like, all right. So I have everything ready for us to,
to do the podcast.
Yeah, to just leave and go do the podcast. And he's like, get in. I need you to do something. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, that something was track down a dog that had made it like almost 2 miles from my house. On this dirt road, we are driving down, like following a train track that leads all the way to the Snake River, and also passes a wastewater processing plant,
Yes.
which smelled beautifully.
It
Oh man, yeah. Whew. No, we actually found the dog, and it was like a solid 45 minutes of chasing it around, and our little freaking round plump asses are running and wheezing and out of breath, and so we ran back and forth for a good 30, 40 minutes. We finally corralled
It-
the dog.
it brought us really close to that fucking wastewater plant, by the way.
It was
When I ran by next to it,
disgusting.
I was like, nope.
Yeah,
I couldn't run anymore.
yeah, and well, that and we're out of shape.
Oh,
But-
yeah. I mean, look at us.
Yeah, exactly. No, but we corralled the dog, and after giving us the run, it straight up. I opened my door, and it fucking jumped in the car.
Yeah. we went like circles for a long ass time.
Yeah. We trespassed a little bit. We weren't allowed in that wastewater plant, but I'm sure they'd be okay with us.
Yeah, I think they would understand.
Yeah, but we're just trying to get our dog back. Anyway, so we dog jumped right in the car, put her back in the kennel, made the trip back to my mom's house, and carefully transported her from the car to my mom's room, and let her start to get acclimated and get used to her new home. But
And definitely give her some water, just so you know.
absolutely, because it was extremely hot out.
And it fucking ran the entire time.
Yeah. But anyway, so that set us back a good like 2 hours, and we finally, got loaded up. We hit the road and made it out here. And
I think we hiked like what, 30 minutes?
about 30, 40 minutes. Something
About
like
30,
that.
40 minutes.
It's pretty vertical. If you guys are following us on Instagram or Twitter, and on YouTube, you guys are gonna see the terrain that we been hiking. It's been pretty vertical. And we have little snippets and stuff that we'll show you guys as well. But yeah, so here we are. You guys are kind of up to date on what's going on. Orlando walked through some deer shit, which I made fun of him for. And yeah, so I'm sitting here. If you guys, oh my god, if you guys can see the view that I'm looking at right
It's
now,
fucking awesome.
it is beautiful, absolutely amazing. And I am very, very uncomfortable.
These rocks fucking hurt.
Yeah, I am very, very uncomfortable. But hey, this is the stuff we do for you guys. You know, we love all you, and I can deal with a little discomfort for the sake of the show. But yeah. So now that we're here and we've addressed the elephant in the room, I do want to talk about a couple things. Um, Basically, I know a lot of people don't really know who we are. I've come to the realization that you guys don't know who your hosts are. You know, at least the majority of you guys, or a good portion of you guys, don't really have a really good idea of who we are.
Or what we've been up to these
Yeah,
past few years if you haven't seen us in a while.
yeah. So, I mean, I'm just gonna reiterate just right from the top. My name is Juan Contreras. Um, Me and Orlando have been friends for as long as I could remember. You know, since probably like junior
Grade school.
high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually don't even remember exactly when that happened. I just remember there was time before Orlando and then Orlando. So yeah, I mean, we grew up together. We played sports together. We were coworkers. We've been, you know, causing havoc and, you know, getting into these crazy shenanigans for years and years. But yeah, I am a mechanic by trade. I love turning wrenches. I love fast cars. You know, obviously, um, we love inclusive media. I like things that make you, the listener, feel like you're a part of the show, and that's really one of the big drivers of this podcast. It's very therapeutic for us to talk about this stuff, and you know, it gets us moving and grooving, and gets us doing this kind of crazy shit. It makes us feel alive, and I hope you guys enjoy it. That's one of the big drivers of this podcast is, you know, we want to take you with us on our shenanigans. And, it, you know, being the Brok'n Barstool, we will always enjoy a nice adult beverage on
Oh
the
yeah.
show. Orlando, would you like an adult beverage?
Please.
And today, the beverage of choice is Modelo. We are not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with Modelo. They are not paying us. They are not sponsoring us. We are just fans of the beer. And
Please
we
do
have
someday.
been. And we have. Please sponsor us. And we have been fans of this for a very long time. And I'm gonna let you guys listen to that. Ooh. But yeah, being the Brok'n Barstool, we have to have a couple drinks here and there. You know, you can't go to a bar and not have a beer. Well, actually, you definitely can. But
What's
please.
the fun in that? Why the fuck do you even go
Yeah.
in the first place?
Yeah, but please drink responsibly.
Yes, we do not condone any underage drinking or anything like that, please.
Yes, absolutely not. But cheers to episode 2 on the side of a mountain, right next to a cliff. So Orlando, why don't you give the listeners a little bit of your background?
All right, so my name is Orlando Venegas.
Valentine.
That's my middle name. All right, my birthday's like right next to Valentine's Day, so that's why I got that name.
Yeah, his parents are creative.
Um, I've been friends with Juan for quite some time. We didn't like at first. We weren't like
We weren't the closest. Of
yeah, we
friends.
weren't the closest of friends. But then just over time, just we started getting interested into the same things and everything, and
Yeah, and it wasn't necessarily just Orlando and I. We ran with a very tight knit group.
yeah,
As
we
basically like a band of brothers. And you know, as the years went by, the more experiences we had, the more crazy shit that we did together. You know, the closer we got as friends and brothers, and that's a big reason why Orlando. I chose Orlando to be my co-host, not only because he's extremely tech savvy, and because he's the mastermind behind this whole production, but you know we have those that repertoire that we can share these crazy stories because he's been at the front lines with us for basically all of them. Some are basically just like exclusively him and I that were out causing
Oh yeah.
havoc and doing crazy shit.
I think the biggest thing that brought us really together at first was sports. We were both like on the soccer team in high school and everything. Uh, did that for a few years.
Yeah,
Um,
that is when I first saw Orlando's extremely competitive side. Just so you know, if you challenge him anything, at anything, you are in for a battle.
I don't like to lose.
Exactly.
I hate fucking losing. I get very salty afterward.
Yeah, we went downtown for a friend's birthday party a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and we were playing pool.
This is
wasn't
close to the end of the night, by the way.
Yes, I
Close.
wasn't even playing him, and he lost at pool, and he was mad at me. This is how competitive he is.
It was the end of the night. I actually don't remember heading to the pool table. I don't remember the last two bars that we went to. So my bad.
Yeah, yeah, no. But I mean, what can I say? It's some personality traits. We take everything, the good and the bad and the ugly. But I, I'm no I'm no exception to that as well. So, but yeah. So we played soccer together. We were in that close knit friend group, like I mentioned. We were on the wrestling team together,
Yep.
which is that was amazing. Actually, one of what I believe is Orlando's highlights, definitely on his athletic highlight reel, was a wrestling match at a tournament in Madison, Idaho.
One of my very first.
Yes, this is his.
I think that was like my actual like a second or third official match.
Yeah, but I think that was your first big tournament.
It was the first time I ever fucking wrestled.
Yeah, but it was crazy. Orlando was wrestling a ranked opponent. You know, him being green. Uh, you know, we were just kind of expecting him to go through the rounds, and this guy was gonna take him. But no, Orlando's competitive side comes out once again, and he didn't last the first round. He didn't last the second round. He went into double overtime. Double overtime.
With this ranked opponent.
Yeah, and he was like determined to kick his ass. And I that was just like you had to be there. It was one of those things where you had to be there. It was like you're sitting on the edge of your seat the whole time, and you could tell by the end of it they were gassed. Left it all on the
I'm
mat.
not gonna lie. I don't remember much of the match. It was quite a flash because my only instinct was just to react what he did, because I was not a very good wrestler yet. I just started learning, so my best asset was just my reaction to what he does.
Yeah. And that reaction was, "Don't put me on my back."
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
think at one point I did actually get him. Like I
You
slammed
got
him.
him. You got him close. You
Yeah.
got him close, and that was something I was like, "Holy shit, he's actually gonna win this." I was like, "Oh my god!" But
And then I lost by what points?
yeah, you lost by like 2 points in double overtime because you had him down, and
I let him get back up. I
yeah,
remember.
and you were gassed. You were drained. But yeah, he got back up. I think he got the reversal points, and that was that.
What I place? Fifth?
Yeah, you didn't podium.
No,
You
I
didn't
did not. I think I placed fifth.
And just so you know, I did also wrestle at this tournament, and I went 2-0. I am actually a half decent wrestler. I just it was an off day. Everyone has them. I went in, and my first match was another ranked wrestler. I was very low seated, and he was in the top 5. It was a kid from Sugarland, Idaho, and he pinned me, and I was very pissed. So I thought, since my weight class was so small, I thought I was gonna do a one and out. So basically, I like packed up all my shit. I was just sitting there, and I was not ready for the second match. And they called my name, and my coach is like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, chilling." They're like, "They just called your name. You're on mat, whatever." And I went down, and that one I actually ended up losing in points. That kid ended up going and placing fourth. I went 2 and out from consolation. So I mean, not my highlight reel. Not my highlight reel. But on the bright side, I still had fun. And once you're out, you can kind of fuck around and do whatever you want. And Madison High School is massive
Yes.
with tons of people, tons of people. I think
They're 5A.
they're 5A,
Yeah, they're a big high school.
but their was it their gym was sponsored by McDonald's.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
think so. Yeah,
They had that big
McDonald's sign on the fucking gym floor,
yeah, no, well,
and
not,
then
they
not
had
on the
the
gym floor, but
fucking,
like on the scorecard or and
yeah,
everything.
that fucking what do they call it? It's not like the it's like the big TV thing that,
Oh,
yeah, the one in the center had McDonald's on it.
oh yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, crazy.
A few other points about me, not just on the sports side of things, but I'm pretty creative. If I do say so myself.
Yeah, I mean, he created our logo. He's got a very artistic side. Something that a lot of people don't know about Orlando is that he actually went to Art Expressions College in San Francisco.
Yep. And I went for about a month. And I got in an accident. And because of my accident, I had no vehicle. And because of no vehicle, I couldn't go to class. Well, they are a like fast-paced college, so their semesters are literally like 3 months, I think, if I remember.
I don't know, beats me.
Yeah, they're about 3 months. Um, Once you're gone for if you miss like more than 2 weeks, you are pretty much just kicked out because there's just no way you'll catch back up.
But
And because I was not living close, I did not have public transportation to take me there. I had to drop out.
yeah, he was like a solid like hour away.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's rough, but I mean that just being accepted in that college is very prestigious. So I mean that's something that I mean regardless of what ended up happening, no one can really take away because they only accept a limited amount of people every year anyway.
Correct.
So I mean kudos to you, man. You got into a pretty nice college, and I actually
Oh yeah,
that
you were there for
yeah,
for the tour. I
yeah,
remember.
we we road tripped there from Burley to what was
To,
it? What was the name of that town?
First was I can't remember that town. It's close to Atwater, California.
Yeah.
We went to Atwater, California, and then which is not too far from San Francisco, but because of traffic,
Yeah.
it made that shit fucking hella long.
Impossible. I cannot live there.
But we made that trip there, and then this is like one of the things like I will always appreciate Juan for. This motherfucker took the bus back home.
Yeah, I rode a Greyhound on the way back.
Like he was like, "I'm gonna go with you all the way to California," and he's like, "I'll ride the bus back home."
Yeah. Fuck it. I mean, what are friends for, right?
Exactly.
But that I wanna dive into that a little bit. That shit was fucking hilarious. we we road tripped it, and he had and his
Toyota T100. Yep.
Yeah, and that truck is a champ. Well, was a champ. R.I.P.
Rest in peace. His name was Bumper, by the way.
Yeah, because he had a fucked up bumper. But anyway, so we drove this little Toyota truck. I don't know how many miles it is, but from Burley to the Bay Area, and it was like a trip the entire way. We made it all in one fucking go, and we went and we saw some crazy shit out in the desert next to a prison. There was like some crazy shit in the sky, and I remember I was falling asleep hard. I was like barely coherent. And Orlando was zoned in because he's coming into the next chapter of his life. But we made some pretty eventful stops while we were there. We actually spent some time in San Francisco, um, and in Oakland.
Yeah, Oakland. Yep.
Yeah, and I remember getting off, and we walked around for a bit. And the first thing, oh God, it took me for a surprise because I I step out of the truck. We walk. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some food. So we walk into a Subway, like maybe a block away from the truck, and it literally took one block for San Francisco to get fucking weird. I look out the window and there's a man in roller skates with pasties on his nipples. And
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
and he's
I
spinning
remember.
around and waving at us and blowing kisses and doing all kinds of crazy shit. And I was like, well, I guess this is what I expected, but I didn't expect it to happen right off the bat. But
Yeah, you got. We're from a small town in Idaho. We don't really see that stuff a lot. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think the meat of the whole trip, it was actually on my trip back alone. Is I got on the Greyhound and we went from San Francisco to Oakland. Oh, big trip across the bridge. And then I got seated next to a homeless man. I think his name was Gary or some shit like that. I can't remember. I'm gonna call him Gary. But me and Gary got close. Me and Gary are buds now. We do not keep in touch. I don't know, but he smelt as pleasant as you would expect a homeless man to smell, and it took some getting used to. But he's a very kind man, very religious, carried God in his heart, and he basically told me his whole life story. He was a drug addict. He lost everything that he had. He has multiple kids from multiple wives. Hell yeah, Gary slanging that D. Um, but he was actually on his way to Reno, Nevada, to reconnect with his family, and it was pretty emotional for him. And uh, unbeknownst to me, I was about to be a part of a very emotional journey. And yeah, so we talked for a good minute. He was reading a book. I don't remember the name of the book. I don't really remember the gist of the book, but he read it to me after giving me his life story.
he read you a book.
Yeah,
Did he put you to sleep?
No, I was afraid to go to sleep because I did not want to get robbed. Sorry, Gary. I know you're not that kind of guy, but I gotta protect my shit. But yeah, anyway, so I said goodbye to Gary in Reno, Nevada, where I am pretty sure there was a dead prostitute in the corner of the bus station, and a woman pissed in the corner, openly, like she was wearing a skirt. I was sitting there for I think it was like a 4 hour layover, and I did not have the balls to walk around Reno by myself at 2 in the morning, especially by the bus station. So I hung out there, and there was a woman who was unconscious in the corner, laying flat. Um, she did not move, so that's where my assumption came from, and I thought she was dead. Excuse me. And then another woman, dressed very scantily clad, left very little to the imagination. And as I was trying to use the restroom, which it was locked, the woman goes to the opposite corner of the dead lady, and pisses, straight up urinates
That's
on the
fucking gross.
floor in front of everybody. And they acted like it was normal. And I thought to myself, I am in fucking Narnia. Where am I? Like, am I asleep? Like, I'm waiting for Gary to wake me up. Like, what the fuck is going on here? But yeah, thankfully, I got out of there, and caught my bus to Salt Lake City.
Oh
Where,
yeah, they made you go all the way to Salt Lake City
yeah,
and then back up to fucking.
yeah, where actually I ran into another obstacle. Uh, my bus was running late,
And so you missed your next
so I
bus.
missed my next
I
bus.
remember.
So I was actually in college at the time. So I was taking the bus from Salt Lake to Pocatello, where I was going to ISU, and get to Salt Lake, and as we're pulling in, the bus I'm supposed to be on is pulling out. Pulling out. Anyway, um, so I get there and I talk to whoever the fuck is in charge. I don't know what their title is, but I was like, hey, so like, what the fuck? It's my bus. What's the beef? Like, what can I do from here? And so she basically says, you're fucked. You need to get another bus ticket. And I was like, well, what about like giving me a free ride? And they're like, no, we can't do that. You paid for your ticket, and then it completed its.
That's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. So I did not have money. I was a very broke college student, and
Which is why he took the bus back.
which is why I took the bus. So I'm calling everybody in my phone. Please, please, please give me a ride back. I know it's far from. It's like 2-3 hours, or yeah, it's about 2 hours.
It's about 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's
2
about
hours from
2 hours
Pocatello.
from Pocatello to Salt Lake City, Utah. And thankfully, a friend of mine, his name is Timmy. Shout out to Timmy.
Shut up.
Yeah, he took his Trans Am, which I later bought, that was overheating. He had an overheating issue, and he's like, "Fuck it, dude. Give me like 10 minutes to change and get ready, and I'll head over there." So I hung out in fucking Salt Lake for like 2 or 3 hours, and yeah, he showed up. Car did not overheat. Car did not overheat.
What a champ.
Yeah, what a fucking champ. And I paid for gas. I bought him food, and yeah, it got me back to my apartment. I was pretty much like set that I was fucked. I was gonna spend the night at a bus station in Salt Lake.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Which is why I'm forever grateful that Juan took the bus right
no,
home.
no problem, man. I'll do it again tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. So that was a little bit about us. I want to share a couple other funny stories of our younger years. So
Why not the first time
first
we
time,
ever drink together?
first time we ever drank together. Fuck, dude, you gotta remind me of that. There's been a lot of beers in between then and now.
Well, the first time we ever had some alcohol together, we were in junior high. I want to say 7th grade, but it could be 8th grade. My memory sucks.
I want to say, honestly, man, I'm pretty dead set on freshman year of high school.
No. It was junior high still. I perfectly remember still junior high because we hadn't done soccer or anything yet.
Oh, that's right.
I was the only one that did soccer in junior high.
Yeah. So okay, I'll take it from there. I'm gonna say 7th grade.
I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 7th grade.
Yeah, because I was a little bit more Riley 7th grade than I was in 8th grade. But yeah, we're fucking stupid. like I said, I do not condone underage drinking,
No, please do not.
but this is what happened. So,
What are we, 12, 13, somewhere under?
12,
About.
I think. I don't know. But yeah, so we had a friend of ours, close friend of ours.
His name is Roy.
Yeah, okay, I guess we'll say his name.
I mean, he's going to come on here at some point.
Yeah,
so.
you guys are gonna meet him eventually. But yeah. So our friend Roy, shout out to Roy's parents for having an unlocked liquor cabinet. Yeah, got us fucked up all through high school. Yeah, no, we had this friend Roy, and he's like, oh hey, I mean, we had already started to dabble in drinking. We'd try beers, straggling beers.
They have.
Yeah, I have. I had
I
already.
have not. I kind of grew up as sort of a good kid.
Yeah. Pussy,
Shut the fuck up.
pussy. No, yeah. So Orlando, we popped his drinking cherry,
Yes.
and we went over to Roy's house, where he had some straggler beers, particularly Four Locos. Which, if you don't know what a Four Loco is, good for you.
Hey, I actually had one last weekend.
Disgusting.
Um, Not as bad as I remember.
Absolutely terrible.
Not as bad as I remember.
No.
I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I can't remember which one. I think I had fruit punch.
You know who drinks Four Locos?
Who does?
That prostitute that pissed on the floor. Reno.
Hey, I ain't no prostitute, but
Yeah. You'll suck down a Four Loco. Anyway, so yeah, Roy had a bunch of like pretty good tequilas. Now thinking about it now, I did not appreciate what I was drinking. His dad didn't fuck around. He had good stuff.
and he had a lot of it.
Yes, a lot of it. Except for Four Locos. But
But that wasn't his dad though. Wasn't
was
that his brother?
probably his brother or his
Yeah.
cousin or some shit. But yeah. So we went over to Roy's house. It was like after school, right?
Always after school.
And we walked there, and it really we just kind of got down to the nitty gritty. I went in there and I was like, all right, pour me up a shot, let's do this. And Orlando was a little hesitant. I took a couple shots, and Roy, I think he had one shot or something.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
And we're like, Orlando, you want some? And here's another thing. Like I said, we are all people. We are all with fault. I have in
Many of those.
yes, I have many faults.
So
I've,
do I.
I've in the past pressured my friends to consume certain substances. And yeah, Orlando was there, and he was like kind of hesitant. He's like, "No, I don't know, man." I was like, "Don't be a bitch," and that's really all it takes.
Yeah.
And there's the
because-
competitive side again.
Yeah.
Are you being a bitch? And then, yeah, he does it. So
It's not
yeah,
a very proud thing.
yeah, but it happened. It's real life. So, sorry guys, I'm moving around a lot. My fucking leg hurts. This is uncomfortable. Yeah, you want to complain about this? You do a podcast on the side of a fucking cliff. It's hard. Anyway, so yeah, Orlando took that shot, and he took it like a champ. He didn't really make very many faces. He's just kind of like, that's fucking gross.
It was fucking disgusting, dude. It was the worst thing I've ever tasted in my life at that point.
Orlando's still not a big fan of tequila.
It's all right.
Yeah,
It's all right.
I'm a
Whiskey, though.
I'm a whiskey man.
Yeah,
myself.
whiskey.
But yeah. So he took that, and then I found a straggler for Loco in Roy's fridge, which that was pretty douchey of me. I just cracked it and started drinking it, and I was
Consumed it all by himself.
yes, excuse me. So I'm, an adolescent. My tolerance was non-existent. That one's mine. My tolerance was non-existent, so I began to feel a little fuzzy, a little warm.
He was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, I was fucking trashed.
I remember perfectly.
Yes.
He doesn't.
No, I remember getting home and throwing up on my floor
I had to walk him for like 20 minutes.
like a dog.
Just so he can tell me that I think I'll be okay.
Well, see, there you go. That's
Yeah,
that's
and
what
then
friends
here's
do.
the thing. Here's the thing. So we drink, right? We get off of school like at 3:15. We probably get at Roy's house 3:30. His parents come home at about 6. So by 5:30, we have to be out of there. We have to dip. And this guy got done drinking his Four Loko about almost 5:30.
Yeah. Yeah, and then stumbled around town for a little bit. Had a great time. Started getting queasy. I said it was all right, and then I got to my mom's house, and she was actually leaving the house while I was walking in, and she said, "Mijo, there's caldo on the stove," and I was like, "All right." She's like, just telling me to eat dinner, cause I think she was going to work or doing something. But yeah, I walk in. Unbeknownst to her, I'm booked up. So, yeah, I sneak inside. My sister's doing her own thing in her room, and I eat. I try to, I was trying to get some food in me, so I wasn't as fucked up. But would you like another one, sir?
If we have more,
Yes, we have one more.
perfect. I'll take it.
Here you go.
Thank you, sir.
And do you want beer salt?
No,
Oh,
I'm fine with that.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, I ate. I went downstairs to my room, and about a good 6, 7 seconds after I after I laid down,
Seconds.
after I laid down, the whole world turned upside down and was spinning in circles and violently
Oh, dude, I
gyrating back
fucking
and forth.
hate the spins.
Yeah,
Fucking
I
hate those.
I hopped on the number one Greyhound bus to destination fucked. Yeah, yeah, and I mustered the strength to turn to my side and spray my floor with a nice greenish, purplish, chicken-smelling, grape-smelling Four Loko liquid. Yeah, so
It's fucking disgusting.
it is absolutely disgusting. I hope you guys visualize that. Let it soak in.
Please don't.
Do it. So yeah, I threw up on the floor, and I had to let it marinate for a minute because I could still not get up. And then I gathered my bearings, and I got a mop and cleaned all of it up. But this is the story of Orlando's first drink, and I was the one that got fucked up.
All I had was that one shot.
He was good. He didn't even tell us if he felt anything.
I felt like, I started feeling the buzz a little bit, but that's as far as I got.
In my head, I was like, this guy is either like made of stone or he's fucking lying. I was like, whose first drink is a fucking tequila shot? I remember my first beer, and it was a Bud Light that my dad had in the back of his truck. And it was quite warm, and the can was very worn from bouncing around the bed. And I drank it, and the first thing I thought was like, this tastes like pennies.
Fucking pennies?
Yeah, I thought it tasted like pennies. Yes, as a kid, I put pennies in my mouth. Not regularly, but I did it.
What kind of kid were you?
A kid that didn't have toys. Or candy. But
That's the sad background of one.
yes. But yeah, my first drink was a warm, probably skunky Bud Light. Orlando's first drink was a very high class imported tequila, and he didn't like it.
No, it was fucking disgusting.
I love that Bud Light, and hence started the this love triangle that I have with adult beverages and the stories attached to them. Oh fuck! I just realized we're next to a fire ant hill. That's cool.
Your ass is about to be eaten.
I can only hope. I mean, this isn't a bad place to die. There's worse places to die.
Very true.
Mm.
Very true. At least we recorded our last moments.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. This is my last intro to the Brok'n Barstool podcast, as I will jump once this thing bites me and fall off the cliff.
Well, let's fast forward a few years, and let's go to the first time I ever got high.
First, all right. You want to go there? You want to open Pandora's box?
A little bit.
All right. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start this story. As I mentioned before, I have in the past persuaded, coaxed.
Yeah, but this time I don't. It wasn't really you.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like,
Like you guys said that there was going to be weed, and I was like, I'll try.
oh. So, my memory from that day starts in Orlando's car. So I don't remember the whole, what we were doing before or whatever. But oh, my memory from there starts. We were all piled in to Orlando's 1989 Toyota Corolla.
Fuck
It
yeah.
was on its last legs. It would putter, it'd stutter. It didn't have an ignition.
Fuck yeah.
Orlando, tell him the ignition.
Oh,
Tell him
okay.
that story.
All right. So, my ignition to that car, okay? So, my dad had it first for like a few months, right? Motherfucker broke the goddamn ignition.
Yeah.
So,
Bad.
we used to have this neighbor, and he was legally blind, but he was good at working cars, even fucking legally blind. So, what this motherfucker did was he tied the ignition wires to a lamp wire. You know, one of those ones that have like the little clicking,
The little,
the little wheel
yeah,
that, like,
the
when
turn
you
wheel.
turned it and it would click. Well, that's what this motherfucker did. He wired it to that, and it fucking worked. So my way to
champ.
start my car was to turn this little lamp thing, click it, you hear it start, and then just fucking, and then you click it again.
Yeah. Excuse me.
That's the ingenuity of
Yeah.
a blind man.
Yes. He probably thought you got a brand new fucking ignition put in. He's like, yeah, good as new,
This guy is a
straight
fucking
from the factory.
this guy's a fucking miracle worker. I swear.
Yeah. No, but so that's just kind of like puts you into perspective what kind of a piece of shit this car was.
Oh, it was a big ass piece of shit.
Yeah. Like our friends have
I
actually.
think it was like what 250,000 miles at least when I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Oh my god, and that motherfucker would eat oil like a son of a bitch.
And also had an oil leak too.
Yeah. It was definitely on its last legs.
Oh yeah.
If I found another one tomorrow, I'd buy it in a second. I want it. I want it.
It's
I
like
want it.
it's got to be like our most favorite car in the world.
Yeah, that was the first thing that car took our antics to the next level. It gave our insanity transportation. It just
We can go farther.
it took our show on the road. Like that's exactly how I think of this car. But anyway, so that's where my memory starts. We're in this beat up piece of shit Toyota Corolla, and we're rolling like 6 people deep, and this car is squatting. It is squatting. If we hit a pothole, that strut is going through it's going through the hood. But so we're rolling heavy. It's Orlando, myself, our friend Joe. Which, if you subscribe to the Patreon, you will get some exclusive content that is absolutely hilarious with our friend Joe. You will love it.
We'll probably have a YouTube video up of a snippet of it at least.
Yeah. But anyway, so our friend Joe, I believe it was our friend Brian.
Yep.
And
And Roy.
Roy. So we were driving down
The main road.
the main road through our small town, and we pull up next to this. We pull up at a stoplight next to this big, nice fancy diesel pickup,
Yep.
and he looks over at us, a bunch of little hooligans, fucking mobbing around, and this squatted ass Toyota Corolla, and he lays on it. He lays on it and just rolls coal all over Orlando's truck.
He's fucking
Orlando's
revving
car.
it, dude. I'm like, here comes my competitive ass again.
Yeah. Welcome to the battlefield. So Orlando, everyone in the car is kind of, egging him on. We're like, dude, fucking race him, bro.
Fuck
Race
it, let's
him.
go.
Let's do it. So he's pinning that thing full limiter. And it sounds like it's going to explode. And, the light turns green. We launch. Well, he launched. And we creep from the line. And it's full-blown screaming. It's just, it's
My
pinned.
fucking
It is
foot
fucking
is down
pinned.
to the floor on the fucking pedal, and I am probably going at 2
Yeah.
miles.
Yeah, and it left the line like it was tied to a tree stump. So we're going, and Orlando's foot never left, the floor. So he's, pedal to the metal, and the car is screaming. And we finally get to the speed limit, which is 35.
Like probably like maybe 5 or 6 seconds down the fucking road.
Yeah.
No, probably even longer, but
Yeah. So we finally get to the speed limit, but since the car was making so much noise and making such a big scene,
we got called in. Yeah.
other drivers on the road called us in for street racing.
Yep.
They called us in for street racing, and we had no idea. We're all just laughing about how pathetic that performance was, and we're cackling, coughing up a lung. We can't even breathe. We're laughing so hard, and we make it like 4 miles down the road, something like that. We're going to Burger King.
Yeah, that was the original plan. We're going to Burger King.
We're going to Burger King to meet with some people, and we start getting tailed by a police officer. Yep. Maybe like half a mile before we get there. And as we're turning into the Burger King parking lot, he flashes his lights and, he pulls us over. So, the story being Orlando's first time smoking weed, guess what we had in the car?
We had fucking weed.
And a lot of it.
Yep.
So, I didn't know.
I didn't either.
I did not know. Our friend Joe is like panicking, and
he's fucking kicking the can that we were about to smoke out of it underneath this guy's seat.
He made a little like makeshift pipe, and I'm not gonna tell people how to do it. I'm sure everybody knows, but yes, this makeshift pipe that we made out of a can. He starts kicking it, and I'm thinking like, what the hell are you doing kicking my seat? And I look underneath my seat, and there's the paraphernalia, the pipe, and this fat ass bag of weed. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And he's like, dude, shut up. As the cop is walking up to the door, I am sweating bullets. I am freaking the fuck out. On the inside, on the outside, I'm cool as a cucumber. Orlando rolls down his window. The old, the whole crank window, and talks to the police officer.
Well, actually, before he actually starts talking to me and approaching me, there's this guy that's driving out of the fucking
driveway
of drive-through of Burger King, and he just starts fucking laughing and pointing at us, and the officer turns at him. He's like, "Hey, none of that!" He yells at him.
He just shut him down,
and I'm like, "All right, this cop's on our side at this point.
Yeah,
this isn't gonna be too hard."
Yeah. So we already had well, I mean, I was still scared, but we already had an idea that the cop was going to be on our side. So Orlando rolls down his window and he talks to the cop.
Yeah. He comes up to me and he's just like, "So what are you guys doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, we're just going to go get some food. That's all we're doing." Yeah, well, some people were calling in a white car that was racing down the main road. And I'm like, "Officer, look at this car. Do you really think I can race in this thing?" He looks at it, he gives it a better look. He's just like,
yeah, he takes a step back and is like, "Yeah, I'm looking at a piece of shit."
And he's like, "How fast can you go in this thing?" "I can probably go 55. Once I hit 60, it starts to rattle too hard. I get scared and I slow down."
Yeah, we told him, we're like, if we go any faster than the speed limit, it starts to fall apart.
And he's kind of laughing with us and everything. So he's definitely like on our side and everything. He looks in the back seat. He sees 3 guys back there, and he's like, "All right, the one thing I'm gonna tell you, one of you guys got to find another ride home." We're like, "Well, shit. Good thing Roy's cousin was also with us.
Yeah.
He was going to meet us there." So, right. And I think he only had 2 people in his car. So we're like, "That's fine. Totally fine. We get it." He pretty much tells us, "Don't race.
Drive safe.
Drive safe.
Wear your seatbelt.
And have a good day." Or have a good night, yeah.
Have a good night. And that's how we evaded the law.
with a lot of weed under one seat.
with a felony underneath my seat. Uh, so yeah, we went, we got food or whatever, and we were kind of starting to concoct our plan for smoking the weed, and so there's a little like access road that the farmers used to get to this field behind Burger King.
Yep.
So down the road a little bit, down that access road a little bit, there's a tree. It's like this big overgrown tree. It's kind of hanging or whatever. It's a little bit secluded. So we drive down that road to that tree, and we're like, right here's a good place as any. So they go out there, and Orlando sparks up his first little bowl.
Yep.
He's rolling cherries on that bad boy. But yeah, so I don't know. I wasn't out there. I was in the car. I went out there and I smoked a couple bowls by myself. Or not by myself. With George was with us. He was with Ernesto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went out there later and I smoked a couple bowls with a friend of ours. His name is George. George, if you're listening, hit me up, bro. I haven't talked to you in like 6 years, 7 years.
Yeah, for real. If you find
What the fuck you
if
doing?
you find this miraculously,
George, I hope you're alive and I hope you're happy.
please.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I was out there. I smoked a couple bowls. Orlando, same stone.
Took a few hits.
Yeah, stone face motherfucker. Same thing as the tequila. It played it off like I feel nothing, and then it hit.
Yeah, I did feel something in a bit. Like it took a second, but I felt it.
Yeah. And then the night took a turn for the worst. Oh, also,
yeah, you thought this whole police thing was bad. It got a little worse.
yeah. Also, I will mention that the end game for this plan was to go back to Roy's house. Yeah, Roy's house.
Always Roy's house.
Where we actually have a tent pitched in his backyard, where our plan is to hotbox the living shit out of it and basically just bullshit
And then have a good time.
Yeah, just have a good time, and probably steal more of his dad's alcohol. But that was our plan. That was the goal. And then things got a little bit tricky.
So, we were driving back to Roy's house. I think we're like 4 or 5 blocks away at this point. So, a little bit more backstory, real quick. So, I was technically living by myself at my house because my parents also own a farm, and usually during the summer, when me and my siblings are not going to school, they usually take us over there. But I got a job, so they were like, "You can stay there because you have a job." So my parents think I'm still at home because they have no idea that I'm out.
Yeah.
Because obviously I didn't ask.
Remember, like he said earlier, he was a good kid. He was a good kid. With high hopes and good aspirations. Fuck, this is uncomfortable.
So we were getting close to Roy's house. I get a call. It's my mom. And at first I'm just like, wow, she's probably just calling for something. She wants me to ring her something in the morning or whatever, right? So I just ignore it because I'm like, I think it's like, what, 10 or 11 at that point?
It's starting to get late.
Yeah. So I'm like, I'm just playing off I was asleep. We get to Roy's house. She calls again. I'm like, she's doing her usual 2 calls and that's it. That's kind of what's in the
Had
back
it
of
down
my
to a
mind.
science.
Exactly.
2 calls. Not
she
even 2 seconds later.
She calls again. And she calls again. And I keep ignoring it. And she calls again and again and again. And I was like, at this point, I'm sweating bricks. My high is completely gone because I am shitting bricks.
Yeah.
I look to Roy and I tell Roy, my mom's calling.
I'm on cloud 9 in the back seat, trying to listen to Kid Cudi and decipher the meaning of life.
With Brian.
With Brian.
I look at Roy and I'm like, dude, she won't stop calling. It's been like 10, 15 minutes of her constantly calling, so I'm scared.
Yeah, and also we've I guess just to remind everybody, our friend Roy, uh, was a very, very good kid.
Just like me.
Yeah, yeah. He was like the kid that our parents wish we were. Yeah, yeah. He was extremely smart, extremely well spoken, had a vocabulary that would rival any dictionary.
And here's the big kicker. He spoke Spanish pretty well.
Yeah, very, very fluently and very eloquently too.
So that's why our parents liked him.
Yes.
Um,
We both speak Spanish too, by the way. Just adding that.
yeah, we do.
Pretty shitty, but
I'm pretty good.
I'm
I'm pretty decent.
well, I'm fluent. I'm fluent in Spanish, but I have the white kid accent. Yeah.
Well,
Other Mexicans know what that sounds like.
we Roy, because he's big brain,
Big
had
brain.
had just a plan. He's just like, all right, so this is what I'm gonna do. All right, me, you, and Juan. I don't know why you fucking picked Juan,
I don't know. People like me. Your
but
parents like me.
now they do. But
They didn't before? What? Okay. All right, so Orlando's parents hated me then, and they brought me with them.
but but
We got to your house.
yeah. So no. So this is the plan that Roy had. So he's like, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, we're gonna drive over there. I'm going to go. Me and Juan are gonna go up there and explain to your mom that we begged you to come out. And that if it's anybody's fault, it's ours because we wanted you to come out for a bit. We just wanted to hang out and just talk for a bit. And he's like, all right. Oh, I was like, all right, let's go then.
Oh, there's a chipmunk behind you, Orlando.
Oh, seriously, where?
Yeah, it's in the bush.
But anyways,
Mountain distractions.
we we get to my house. This guy, he's like, no, dude, I can't go out there, dude. I'm like, I'm really fucked up.
Yeah, I'm like stupid high.
And then Roy's just like, all right, then just fucking stay in the car. And so me
Listen
and
to
Roy,
Kid Cudi.
me and Roy, we go to
This
my
is
front door, and my mom's already fucking waiting right there.
Oh yeah, she was mad.
Oh, she was fucking pissed.
She was mad.
And Roy starts talking to her, like de-escalating the situation and everything. And I just
senora.
and I'm just sitting there like, trying to act like there's a little halo above my head, right?
Held up by horns.
She's just like, whatever, just get inside.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. And
then
that
she
was it.
started-
I just went to bed. She was pissed. She didn't really talk to me. I'm pretty sure she was just too mad. But
And that's
Whatever,
when she
Roy-
gave up hope on him.
whatever Roy said at that point just kind of saved my bacon for a bit.
Yeah. And I wasn't even there, so I don't even know what Roy said. But thank you, Roy. You're a stand-up fella.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, Roy hopped back in the car, and there I am, staring at the stars, contemplating, extraterrestrial life. Because I'm fucking high. And so we go back to Roy's house, and we, follow suit. We go the plan as we follow through with the plan as scheduled, mostly. So we go into that tent. And we're sitting there. We're smoking some bowls. We're roasting a couple cherries. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, everyone's on cloud nine. And we just start fucking, roasting each other. We start, doing stupid shit. Like one of our friends starts rapping, and it's terrible. So everyone's clowning him. And then our friend George, at the time, he was very cocky when it came to
fucking
yeah,
very cocky,
yeah.
dude.
very cocky when it came to talking to women.
Oh yeah,
And this motherfucker was like, "Yeah, dude, I get with any girl." So we put him to the challenge. We grabbed his phone and we put in a random number, and it was a woman. It was a girl. Apparently, well, it was in his phone. It was some random girl that he had met online, probably. But we're
Dude,
like,
there's just no way, dude. He fucking knew her already.
hey, it had to. It doesn't make no sense.
No,
No
it
one's that
doesn't.
good. No one's that good.
No, 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 no.
And the challenge was, we're gonna talk. You're going to talk her into either having phone sex or sending you nudes by the end of the night. And he said, challenge accepted. We're like, okay. So we're sitting there and they're texting back and forth. And it was probably like 20 minutes in. 20 fucking minutes in, she calls him. She fucking calls him. And she starts talking dirty to him. I'm like, no fucking way. We already lost this bet. And not only did he win the bet then, he took it next level. And in 5-10 minutes from that, she sent nudes.
My boy.
What? What? Like, this is a random. I swear to God, he had to have known her or had already had some sort of connection with her in the past.
Dude, there's no way he fucking.
Because I'm like, dude, this is a random number I'm picking out of the phone, and you've already accomplished it. Like, what the fuck?
They had to know each other.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, so that was the accomplishment, and we got, like I said, we were really high, and we got into our deep thinking phase, and we started talking about life. We started talking about all kinds of crazy shit, and George is a very, like, he's a good looking man. He's a handsome man. But where he's gifted in looks, he lacks in brains.
Yeah.
George, if you listen to this, I'm sorry, bud. But
Fuck yeah.
yeah, you know what's up. He didn't score perfect on his SATs. That's, to say the least.
Oh fuck yeah. No.
But
He
anyway,
didn't go to college.
I love you, buddy. Anyway, so we're having this deep discussion, and we're talking about like different aspects of life and the future and our control of our actions and all that stuff, and we're getting pretty deep, pretty heavy, and out of left field, here comes George just swinging away with a loud, obnoxious, and abrupting statement that he almost spits out. You guys fuck with aliens?
Fucking aliens?
You guys fuck with aliens? Just like that. And I'm like, dude, I'm here talking about how I never met my grandparents, and your rebuttal is that? And to
Hey,
answer
man,
that,
he wants to talk about aliens. Leave him
yes, I do fuck with aliens. A little bit. I'm kind of scared. I'm not saying they're out there for sure, but why not? Why not? If they are, like, here,
Listen to the podcast, please.
listen to the podcast. You guys want to be on the podcast? Come on.
Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
a fucking killer guest.
I was hoping to find Bigfoot out here, and that was gonna be our guest.
Oh, dude. we would blow up. 100%.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fucking Joe Rogan, who we have Bigfoot.
We have fucking Bigfoot, motherfucker.
Just kidding, I love Joe Rogan. Yeah. So that was basically the highlights of that. We got very high. George came in with his off-brand topics, and yeah, we just spent the rest of the night. We pulled an all-nighter. We drank, we smoked, fucked around, woke up the next morning, and yeah, carried on. Life is normal. Followed suit and did it all again another time.
Fuck yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, guys.
A little bit about us, a little bit of us growing up. You'll hear more of it for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when fucking Roy gets here, because he
Yeah.
remembers most of this.
He's the brain. He's the brain. He's the memory. We got stories for days, but he's probably gonna have it in chronological order and shit. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for listening.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm so happy that we have a little fan base as it is. This is only episode 2, so I want to keep growing. Please tell your friends. Please tell your family. Please tell anyone who's
Like,
interested.
share, everything.
Like, share, and subscribe. We're on the side of a fucking mountain for you guys. We're what other podcast does that for you?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to one like that. So
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna have more shit like this in the future. Different places. It's we're gonna try to bring that around every so often just to keep it fresh. We're gonna have new guests coming on. A bunch of crazy stories, a bunch of good beer, a bunch of good times. So yeah, I just want to shout out all of our social media accounts.
yep.
On Instagram and Twitter, we are at the Broken Barstool Podcast.
And that's without the E.
Yeah,
All right. That's
broken spelled Brokn
with an apostrophe.
with
Well,
po-
well, I
it's
mean,
not spelled with apostrophe.
it's not spelled, but I mean,
So
officially it is.
Brokn
Yes.
Podcast, Broken Barstool Podcast. So yeah, that's on Instagram and Twitter. We also
I set up a TikTok too. If you guys want to follow that, did that as well.
yeah, and we have a Patreon account also. So
Yep.
if you want to become a patron and subscribe to our Patreon account, you guys get exclusive content, unreleased.
Which we will be uploading this weekend.
Yes, unreleased stuff that is absolutely hilarious. It's gold. I love it. I've listened to it like 100 times. I still laugh every time.
It's fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
If you guys, there's 3 tiers to it. Different subscription levels. I think it's $1, $3, and $8.
Yep.
Each one unlocks a different benefit for you. So you'd get obviously the exclusive content. The next level up, you would get exclusive content and the ability to have a one-on-one conversation with us and possibly be on the podcast. And then level tier 3 or the third time that you donate to our Patreon account, you automatically enter to get free merch. So we are actually in the process of getting merch. It's on the way. We'll definitely post where you guys can get a hold of that as well. And everything is at the Broken Barstool Podcast. And if you haven't yet, please follow us on those, and that's where we'll also have the links. So it's just easier for you guys to get there.
Yeah. Please follow us, especially like on Twitter and Instagram, because that's where we're probably going to be hosting the most. Like all of our updates, pictures, everything. If you guys want to be interested in all that.
See all the cool, crazy pictures from this trip and our future trips, and maybe even a couple throwbacks from back in the day from the stories that we're talking about. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening again. I love you. Be safe and stay thirsty, guys. Bye.